Hello and welcome to my world. I am, of course, Fred Kasdan. Normally, 7 nights a week, you can see me streaming live over on my Twitch channel, playing a variety of different video games. The link to my Twitch channel can, of course, be found in the description below. Now, this week, we are going to be talking about Mulan. I'm going to cover a few different subjects here as it relates to the upcoming film being released by Disney in 2020. First and foremost, let me address the elephant in the room, and I'm not talking about Dumbo. I'm, of course, talking about the whole boycott Mulan thing that is once again trending at the time of this recording on Twitter. Let me say this: that what's happening in Hong Kong, what's happening in China, and with the protests and everything, that for me has no bearing whatsoever whether I go see this movie or not. Uh, because for one simple reason, I don't live there. I don't know what's true and what's not true. Now people can say one thing, but guess what? There's always another side to a story. There are two. This is what like there are two sides to every coin. There are two sides to every story. So I myself don't know what's actually going on over there in terms of who's doing what, who's provoking who, and so forth. So again, what's happening over in China, in Hong Kong, yeah, really has no influence on me. So with that out of the way, Mulan, the trailer that came out this week, actually answered a lot of questions that I had regarding the remake, regarding how was Disney going to do this, and at the same time, it did raise for me a couple of concerns. Uh, and the reason I say that is because the original Disney animated film that came out, let's say about 20 years ago at this point, holds a special place for me as it was the last Disney animated feature I saw in theaters with my grandmother on my father's side. No, she didn't pass away afterwards right away. No, she passed many years later, but it is the last Disney animated feature that I saw in theaters with her because at the time I was in high school. So it holds a special place for me because of that memory, and in and overall, I definitely can say Mulan is one of my favorite Disney films of all time. Primarily, I like the fact that it's a story that's actually treated seriously, and that if one ignores a lot of the comedic elements of it, primarily the stuff involving that fucking dragon Mushu, um, it's probably one of the more serious Disney films, particular of that '90s period. Right, it's right up there with the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Matter of fact, if Mulan was actually treated more seriously, it actually would probably be better regarded overall these days. So the trailer actually did its job in conveying to me that a lot of the silly nonsense is going to be was left out of the remake. There was no indication of a fucking dragon or in uh guide Mulan on her journey and so forth. I'm sure there's going to be some type of representation of that, but it appears it's not going to be that important to the overarching story. All the familiar beats of the plot appear to be represented in some shape, way, or form. We're going to see Mulan being prepared to be married off, or to find a suitor or something like that. Because we see her makeup being put on, we see her in that stunning red gown If there's another term for that outfit, I certainly don't know it. We see the indication of how much of a threat the invading Hun army, I think they call it an invading force from the north, which is kind of true. The Huns were from north of China. We kind of see like how overwhelming a force they actually are. That they're going to do the whole Mulan is going to be see that her father was willing to represent their family to in correspondence with the order that one man from every family is needed for the army, and the decision to actually take his place. We actually get an indication of her thought process. We see that they are going to do the training sequence of Mulan and all the other recruits being trained up to fight. That they're going to do a battle in the mountains, and obviously something, and probably a few more battles from what I can tell. I could be wrong about that, but it appears that there's going to be more, a lot more action in the remake in the live action film than there was in the animated feature 20 years ago. So all that is has me excited. It looks great. It looks straight up like a film that it should get some attention from it as an action film that has quite a bit of drama. Cause and we all know that a good portion of the drama is going to revolve around Mulan keeping her identity a secret. We know this going in. The question is going to be how is that going to come across in a 2 hour, 2.5 hour, potentially long live action film that's going to be interesting in and of itself. Now, my concerns regarding the remake, regarding what I saw in the trailer, revolves around actually a pretty cool looking character. Because it's appearing to me that Mulan is not going to have any direct interaction with the leader of the invading army, the Hun leader. Matter of fact, I think they said that I'm not sure if they kept the name the same of the leader of the invading army, but it it wasn't lost on me that other than Mulan herself, the other character that got quite a bit of FaceTime in the trailer was this witch character that was not in the animated film. This witch character is clearly going to be a force to be reckoned with in his position as the antithesis of Mulan. When Mulan has to hide who she really is to fight for her country, this witch is fighting right alongside her comrades, and this witch can shapeshift. It can so you're going to have some transformations in there, and and it's quite clear that this witch and Mulan are going to have some form of face-to-face interaction. And I can't help but think, it's like, are they really going to do? Are they going to change the climax of the film? Instead of Mulan being the one who takes down the leader of the invading army on top of the Emperor's palace, are they going to change that so it's this new character that she has to do her triumphant feat with? Are they actually going to change that? And all things considered, here in 2019, and all the talk about being progressive and anything, one of the great things about the Mulan animated film, it was Mulan straight up taking down the lead villain, who was a dude. And so, ironically enough, it's like, no, I don't want to see Mulan take down a female character that was added for whatever reason, make it make a better story and so forth. But I still want to see Mulan basically go head to head with the leader of the Hun army and win. That's what I want to see. So that to me has the biggest concern. There is the indication that Mulan's triumph at the end of the story is not going to be against who it was in the animated film from 20 years ago. And again, I'm getting this impression from the trailer. So again, this is all just my point of view. It's my opinion. Hell, it's my world. Hence why I call this channel Fred Kasdan's World. So still, again, the trailer looks good, and it certainly makes it really compelling. And I will admit, talking about it and everything here, recording this, I am excited to eventually see Mulan, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing the next trailer drop when that happens, because I want to see if if my concerns are justified or not. But I have a feeling that, yeah, they're changing Mulan's triumph, which is ironic, as I said, considering everything that's happened here in 2019. Anyway, those are my opinions. If you have your own reactions to the Mulan trailer, I'd love to see them. Leave them in the description down below. And of course, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications of when I add something new. And we'll see you all next time. Have a good one, everybody.